What's up, guys? One of the big fears I have is that the relationships that I have with the people I care about in life are strictly transactional or conditional, and that if I'm not there to provide something for the people I love in life, they're not going to care about me back, let alone love me back. Growing up, I feel like I had a pretty interesting relationship with my parents, where I felt like if I didn't bring home good grades, they wouldn't love me anymore. And that was kind of scary. I always remember feeling super scared taking a test, fuck, if I get below a 90 on this shit, I don't know how the fuck my parents are gonna react to this. And I don't know at what point that thought kind of became trained in my mind, but I guess I'm not really blaming them. I can understand where they're coming from on that, because they wanted their kid to have the best opportunities to make it, and according to them the way to do that was to get good grades. But yeah, I guess kind of that happened in elementary and middle school, where if I brought home a bad grade, I would feel less wanted or loved or whatever. There would be a negative reaction if I brought home bad grades. And I think that kind of conditioned me then to kind of have this transactional relationship where it's I need to do something to receive care and love from my parents, and kind of defined my worth there based on what I could give, based on my output as a person. And I guess the thing I'm scared of is that holds true to this day, not just with my parents, but with other relationships as well. Even as an adult, I don't think it's true that my parents wouldn't love me if I wasn't as super successful, whatever that means. But I don't know, to be honest. And I've got all these friends, right, who I think are my friends, but I don't know if they're my friends for me, or if they're just my friends because I can give that stuff to them, whether that is advice or being a funny person, or helping them out with whatever random problems they have in life. I guess I understand that friendships, obviously, I don't know, if two people are friends but they're not improving each other's lives, are they really friends? It's a friendship should improve both people's lives. So I guess you could say that is those people giving each other something, or providing something to each other. But I guess the truth of the matter is that I want people to care about me / love me unconditionally as a person, because I have a lot of fucking flaws. But I'm afraid they don't. I'm afraid that the only reason people might care about me is because I can give something to them. And that's a scary thought. It got scary because there are some days when I just can't be giving stuff to people all the time, or I'm not on my A game as a person, and I can't get good grades for my parents, which I'm an adult now, so that's it. But you know what I mean? I can't give the best advice to my friend, or I can't be the best friend because I'm feeling depressed and I'm just gonna lay in bed all day and not be providing anything in a relationship. And I guess it's scary because I wonder if that happens, if I'm depressed and I can no longer provide stuff in a relationship, I can no longer hold up my end of that transactional bargain, are people just gonna discard me and leave me, or will they stick around? And I guess I don't know. Based on my life experiences, I guess I'm afraid that people, will just leave me, and I'll just kind of be left behind. And I guess that's kind of what makes me afraid to form close relationships with people, is that if I get too close to people, but then they don't feel that same way about me, or I can't hold up my end of the bargain in a close relationship, and the other person just leaves me, that's gonna fucking hurt a lot. And I guess, truthfully speaking, it has hurt a lot in the past when that's happened to me. And I guess that's kind of made me afraid to form close relationships, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think my biggest problem, my biggest issue as a person in life is thinking that I don't have value, or I have less value as a person than normal people. Yeah, I guess I just don't think very highly of myself. I think I kind of suck. I kind of hate myself. And I don't think I've ever really accepted myself as a person. I kind of hate being Asian. I kind of hate being socially awkward and not super charismatic. And I wish I kind of was a different person who was fun to be around and the life of the party and all this stuff. But I'm not, I am just me. And even the way I'm talking about myself now, it's I know there's things about me that are probably good, but like I just can't bring myself to like kind of love and accept those things about myself. And I don't know where the fuck those issues came from, but that's definitely something I gotta sort out, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I hope at least that to my friends and the people around me, I try my best to love them unconditionally. And I'm not trying to like act like I'm such a good person for doing that or something. That actually might be like the fucking stupidest thing ever. Because why would you love people unconditionally when they could screw you over in so many ways? And it's probably really stupid actually to love people unconditionally. But I try my best to do that, I think. I think I learned that kind of growing up from my sister. My sister growing up, she kind of had like this intellectual disability, I guess. And I'm gonna be honest, growing up with a sister like that was fucking hard as shit. I know people like to write blog posts or whatever, acting like, oh yeah, it's such a gift that God gave me to like bless me with this child like this. That was not my experience at all. That shit was fucking hard. And like I remember like looking at other kids with like their siblings who were like quote unquote normal, and I would kind of wish my sister was more normal, you know, because like she was never like someone I could really hang out with or like get advice from. I was really kind of like more of a parent to her growing up, and that shit was hard, man, because like I wanted to have that normal sister brother relationship where like we could hang out as friends and like she could like, you know, complain about our parents with me. But instead, like objectively speaking, that shit was hard because like yeah, she didn't pick up stuff as fast as like other people, and like I would get frustrated with her and angry with her, and like that shit was really hard, you know. Like, and it was harder than having like, you know, a normal sister, whatever that means, I think. But like my parents just told me like, hey, like it or not, this is your fucking sister, and like you gotta love her no matter what. You two are fucking ride or die because she's your sister. So like, you don't like the fact that like she's not normal, suck it up, deal with it. And like I think that's kind of where I learned, or like that's why I love people, or try to. I don't know. I'm not a fucking saint or anything, you know, but I try to love people unconditionally. I don't know. I don't even know if I do. The people in my life might say that I don't love people unconditionally, and like I'm just pretending to be like some saint right now. But like I try my best to, or I at least hope I try my best to. Yeah, so I try to do that to people around me, love them unconditionally, and I guess that's why I hope, that's why I crave that back from people. Which it's probably unfair to ask from people, you know? They didn't ask me to care about them unconditionally, so why they don't like owe it to me to like care about me unconditionally back. Kind of in that vein where I can care/love people unconditionally. I don't think I apply that same philosophy to myself, where I'll love myself unconditionally, when I think I really should. I think that's probably the first step to like figuring out the long list of like fucked up things about myself and my psyche, is to like just kind of accept who I am and love myself unconditionally. I don't know, if my friends come up to me and like start talking shit about themselves and like saying how much they suck as a person, I'll be like, nah man, like you're awesome. Like, you know, I think my friends are awesome, and I think I would tell them that and accept them for who they are. And yet I don't apply that same kindness to myself, which I think is something important for me to work on and kind of figure out how I can accept myself. I guess I never really felt like any of my problems were valid, because it's not like anyone was like dying around me or anything. And I was like, well, if no one's dying, does it really matter if like I feel sad about like a breakup or something, or like, you know, I'm having trouble in like school? It's like no one's dying, right? So it's like, who cares? My feelings don't even matter, right? It's probably not even worth like on the scale of feelings, where like being sad about someone dying is at the top. Being sad about like a breakup or like school or a job or whatever is probably like super low compared to that. So I was like, whatever, my feelings don't really matter. And that's probably not a good way to approach life, I think. Or, you know, if any of my friends came up to me, it's kind of going to be a recurring theme, is that like I'm kind of like much nicer to my friends than I am to me. But like if any of my friends came up to me and was like, I'm sad about, you know, a breakup or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, you should be sad about that. That's like a very valid thing to be sad about. But like I don't give myself that permission to be sad about random things in my life, when I probably should give myself that permission. I kind of feel like as a man, I gotta like, you know, kind of just put the feelings away and like just toughen up, and like feeling depressed or sad or, you know, showing any emotion really that's not just like stoic is kind of just a sign of weakness. And like, I think that's not really a healthy way to go through life, you know, even as a man. We're only human, all of us, so we all got emotions, and I think it's important that we feel them, and I guess it's important that I recognize that I should feel my own emotions. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm ashamed of my feelings a lot. I don't really like sharing the fact that like, I feel like my entire life has been like a big battle with like depression, you know, not only just like on the internet, which might be already be oversharing, but even among people I care about. I don't really like talking to people about that, you know. I just kind of like pretending like everything's fine or whatever, and like I don't really care about anything, and like whatever, who cares if like people hurt me or like shit is going wrong in life. It's like whatever, it's fine. That's what I'll say, right? But then on the inside I will feel really bad about that. Yeah, I think I do a really good job of kind of covering up my feelings there, but I don't know, I guess I'm kind of like tired of that, or like I don't think it's really been working out for me, hiding my emotions. It's kind of pushing people away, I guess, and not really giving my friends the opportunity to help me out if I'm feeling down, you know. If I'm really good at hiding my feelings, they don't have a chance to help me out. And even more than that, it doesn't give myself a chance to help myself out if like I'm always pushing away these feelings of whatever I'm feeling. If I'm always pushing away the feelings of depression and like not really facing them head on, not really giving myself a fighting chance to like deal with them, you know? Honestly, I feel like I hear a lot of body positivity stuff and like mental positivity stuff for women, where it's like women will be like, yeah, you're beautiful, your thoughts are amazing, you are perfect just the way you are. But honestly, I feel like I don't hear a lot of that shit for men. I just want to say, whether you guys are men, women, boys, girls, non-gender, whatever, non-binary, I think you guys are awesome, and I think you guys should all like feel beautiful and worthy of yourselves. I think I struggle with that a lot as a guy, because I think, I don't know, no one's ever really told me like, hey, you're okay as you are. I always kind of feel like I gotta be like this certain type of person, this tough guy, charismatic, not Asian, handsome, 6 foot tall guy. And because I'm kind of not meeting a lot of those standards and I'm just me, hopefully I can improve as a person like every day, right? And like become a better person every day. But like I'm not gonna change the fact that like I'm Asian, or that I'm 5'10", 5'9" in real life. But yeah, it's like I feel like I gotta come to accept that about myself, and like just accept a lot of things about myself. But like, yeah, I just hope that you guys all know that I think you guys are awesome, and you guys are enough as you are. You know, whoever you are, just like by being a human being, you are enough. And I think that's like kind of something I struggled a lot with in life growing up, because like honestly I didn't have that perspective on life growing up. I thought there were like people who like weren't enough because like they didn't work hard enough, or like they didn't whatever enough, you know. I think that's honestly like kind of a really messed up perspective on life. I think like by virtue of us being alive and being people, we all deserve to feel like we are enough, and like we are. Because we're people. We're all people. I don't know. And obviously, I don't feel that way all the time about people, right? I have people I don't like and people I get mad at. But like, I think it's important for us to kind of remember all the time that like, we're all just people, man. We're all just trying to make it in the world. And like, we all hurt, and like, we all laugh, and we all whatever. It's getting really corny. But like, I think it's important for us to realize that like, yeah, I'm okay as I am. You're okay as you are. And hopefully you can all come to accept each other like that. I feel like kind of thinking more about that Asian-ness and why I don't accept that about myself. I feel like one aspect of it is that I don't really know how to be happy, and part of that stems from like my Asian-ness. I think my parents never really celebrated being happy, or like being happy was never really a goal my parents set out for me. The goal was like get into a good high school, get into a good college, get a good job. But then the goal was never be happy. And I think I don't really see that a lot from people in my life either, because, I mean, growing up, most of the people I interacted with were Asian, right? And I didn't really see that from people around me, or like, you know, from people who looked like me. I saw a lot of white people being happy. I saw a lot of black people being happy and like celebrating that, but I never really saw that from Asian people. And I think that kind of fucked me up. And I think I'm trying to still, learn how to be happy. Honestly, like I mentioned before, I honestly think for most of my life, I've been depressed. I fucking remember in 7th grade, that shit was the fucking worst year of my life. And that was really rough. And that was 7th grade. I don't even know what problems I had in 7th grade, you know? 7th grade, what problems could I possibly have in 7th grade? Like what? I had like too much like algebra homework. That was like stupid. But like, I don't know. I just felt really depressed in 7th grade. And like, I feel like I've been kind of fighting this battle with depression since then. And it's obviously not like, every day since I was 12, I've been like depressed in my life. But like, it keeps coming back, that depression. And if I kind of count up the bad days versus the good days, honestly, probably I've had more bad days than good ones. And like, I think it's important for me to do something about that, I guess. Because like, I'm afraid to go to therapy, TBH. It's scary for me to like think about talking about my feelings with some like 50-year-old dude who's gonna like judge me and like be like, why are you so like depressed over like basically nothing? Like, what you like, you like your parents like didn't love you as much as you wanted to, and like you don't talk to enough girls. Cool, that's not a real problem. That's what I'm afraid therapists would say to me. But like, I guess gotta try it and figure it out, because obviously just keeping it all bottled up inside is not working, and I feel like it's probably not gonna end well, so I think I gotta figure out a way, whether it's going to therapy, talking with my friends more, trying new hobbies, going to like a bar. I don't know. I gotta like try. I guess like, yeah, most of my life in my battle with depression or whatever, I've kind of just rolled over and let depression win. I would just lay in my bed, be depressed, and just kind of wait for depression to leave. But I think it's important that I maybe take a more active role in fighting depression. I often ask myself the question, am I enough? And I often feel like the answer I give myself is no, Like, even with this YouTube channel, right? I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, I only have 860 subs. What am I doing? I'm such a failure, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know. I really like and appreciate all of you guys. You guys leave like really interesting comments. You guys are like super supportive. Yeah, you guys are like the best. But like, and like 860 is like a lot of people. That's like everyone in my grade in high school. But like, yeah, I don't know why I always feel like I'm not doing enough, I guess, It's like, I feel like I don't have enough YouTube subscribers, or I don't write enough, or my job isn't good enough, or like I'm not talking to enough girls or guys or making enough friends, and like I'm always feeling like I'm falling short, I guess it kind of goes back to the thing where I'm saying like I'm afraid that like I'm always in people's way, or like I'm hurting people just by like being me and existing, and like I don't think that like I am enough as a person, I guess there's some kind of hole in me that like thinks that like people are just not gonna like me for whatever reason, because like I'm not good enough to be liked or cared for or whatever. And like I'm always kind of like looking for that thing that's like gonna like make me whole, or like make me the person that people want to be around, and like make people stop leaving me. But I guess maybe the thing I have to come to accept is that like I am enough. And like, that's really hard for me to think about or come to terms with. I don't know for what fucking reason. Maybe it's because of social media and all that shit where like I'm just constantly comparing my life to other people. Maybe it's because of my childhood and like whatever, something fucked up happened there. Maybe it's because, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know where it comes from, where I just don't feel like, I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, fuck this guy. Like, I don't like this guy. And I don't know where the fuck that comes from, but I think it's something I gotta try and fight, man. I think it's really what it really is, like a fight, I'm always fighting with myself to like kind of keep those bad thoughts away. I'm like naturally a really pessimistic person, if you leave me alone for like a week, I will like go down this rabbit hole where like I hate myself, I think life is shitty, I'm shitty, and like it's a really dark place, to be honest. And I always gotta be like trying to like think positive and like believe in myself, and like honestly that shit like is really hard for me, because like I always feel like I'm being like too corny, or like it's like, oh, what, like I'm gonna believe in myself, what am I, like a Disney Channel character, like what is this bullshit? But like I have to think those thoughts, because the alternative is to like not believe in myself and like just kind of like go down this road where like I hate myself, and like that road just doesn't work out for me, I kind of don't know what I'm doing in life. I'm just here, I got my job, I'm not really talking to any like anyone. I'm not making new friends. I'm not any closer to finding my soulmate in the world. And like, I don't know, that's some scary shit. And like, I'm not closer to like accepting myself, I guess. And like, yeah, if I'm being honest, man, the last month has been really fucking rough for me. You know, I don't know what it is. If like the pandemic is like starting to get to me, if like I'm just starting to realize like life is not happening the way I want it to, or like maybe finally after 23 years of existence, like the self-hate inside me has like reached the boiling point where I gotta figure that shit out. But like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in life, and there's part of me that just kind of wants to be angry at the world for putting me in this position, you know? I want to be angry at the people I was around growing up for like making me into this person that I didn't ask to become. I want to be angry at the people around me who hurt me, whether they do so knowingly or not. I want to be angry at the world or society for like putting all this pressure on me and like making me feel some type of way about the world and like feel kind of like trapped, and like I just kind of want to be angry. But like, if I'm being honest, I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. And again, I'm not trying to act like I'm a saint or something. I honestly think I would be better off if I could like be pissed off at people and cut people out of my life more easily. But I just can't. I guess that's where that anger comes from, is that there's like a dissonance between you know, I at the same time I want to be angry and yell at people and punch my pillows and like be mad at the world for like doing stuff to me. I still care a lot about people in my life and my parents and my friends and like, you know, you guys, and I don't know how to reconcile that. I guess I need to figure out how I'm gonna get rid of this anger, man, because I think, honestly, I think, yeah, it's, again, I'm not trying to act like I'm such a good person for like caring about people or being a lover, not a fighter or whatever, you know. But like, I think that's a good thing about myself, that I care about people. I think, hopefully, you know. I guess I'm not trying to make this video to like be all woe is me, my problems are so big, and like, oh, I'm so deserving of pity because like I'm a lover, not a fighter, or whatever bullshit I'm trying to say. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to say this because I got nowhere else to say this. So I'm like, I might as well express all my childhood anxieties and fears and all this hurt I'm going through to some random people on the internet. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, I guess I don't really know where all this anger I've been feeling recently is coming from. I feel like maybe part of it is coming from a place where the self-hatred I have for myself is kind of boiling over, and like I've been trying to keep that self-hate within me for 23 years, and it's kind of finally reached the point where it's getting out and I'm taking out on other people, and maybe that's why I've been feeling kind of more angry or more off recently. Yeah, it kind of makes me think about that quote from that book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. We accept the love we think we deserve. And to be honest, I've never read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, but you know, that quote's always on like Tumblr and stuff. But like the first time I heard that quote, I kind of didn't really understand it. And now as a 23-year-old, I think I finally get it, which is kind of funny because that book is made for like, you know, young adults. But I think it's kind of saying like, yeah, it's like if you can't love yourself and accept yourself, the love you're gonna take from other people is gonna be in a form where they don't accept you or they don't truly love you for yourself, you know? Because like, if you can't love yourself, how can you expect other people to kind of love you, you know? And like, I guess that's like kind of a root of what I'm trying to figure out, you know? I'm trying to get to a point where I can love myself so that I can accept love that I'm hopefully deserving of, you know? Whatever that means. Love that's like good for me and relationships that are good for me. I think because I kind of have like low self-esteem, I find myself in relationships that might not be good for me, whether that's with family, with friends, with, you know, all types of stuff in life. But like, yeah, because I kind of have this low self-image of myself, or like think less of myself, I think if I'm in a bad situation or in a bad relationship in life, I'll kind of think to myself, well, this is about as good as it's gonna get, so like I might as well deal with it. There's this quote from this comedian Theo Von, and he has this podcast called This Past Weekend, which you guys should check out. But like, basically in one clip, he's talking about how like he once felt like so less of himself. Those are his exact words, that like he didn't feel like he was worthy of someone who was good for him, or that he was good for. He was just hopefully worthy of anyone. And I think that's kind of the point I'm at now, where I feel like I don't know if I'm worthy of anyone or like good relationships in life. I'm hopefully just worthy. Hopefully just anyone will accept me. And I don't think that's a good place for me to be. And I honestly, that's probably not true. But even though I can like intellectually say that, oh, that's not true, that like I'm not deserving of positive relationships in life, it's a lot harder for my mind to kind of actually emotionally, spiritually, truly accept that. So that's something I gotta work on, I think. And another thing I gotta work on is being vulnerable. Besides, oversharing on the internet, I mean actually being vulnerable with people I care about in life, and like being vulnerable in my moments when I'm feeling down. I think I'm kind of afraid of being vulnerable, because like by definition being vulnerable is like kind of like vulnerable, you're like vulnerable to attack, vulnerable to stuff that can like kind of hurt you. And that's a scary thought for me. Kind of growing up, and like even now, I still kind of like have this thought that being vulnerable is being weak, like I don't want people to think that like I can't handle life, or that like stuff can hurt me, even though it does. It's like I got feelings too, but like for some reason I don't like acting like I can have feelings that can be hurt. Maybe because if I reveal that my feelings can be hurt, I'm afraid that people will use that against me or whatever. But honestly, that's kind of a stupid way to live life, because like I would never tell anyone to like not be vulnerable or like close up and like not have any feelings, right? And like if anyone I knew ever came up to me and like started talking to me and started talking about their feelings, I would never be like, oh, like shut the fuck up, why are you being vulnerable with me right now? I don't think it's ever really bad to be vulnerable, to be honest. Like it shows that we're human, and like I think we need more of that nowadays than like all the weird roboticness going on in modern society, where we just kind of act like we're all good and we have no feelings and like we don't care for each other. So I gotta figure out how to be more vulnerable. I'm afraid to be alone in life. Like I don't want to end up alone in 10 years and I'm just sitting in like a 1-bedroom apartment by myself with my job, no friends, no one in my life, and like just kind of not knowing how to get past that. I'm kind of afraid that like once I hit a certain age, if I don't figure out how to not be alone, I'm gonna be alone forever. It's kind of like a cycle where I'm afraid that people don't want to be with someone who's alone. And maybe that's why I get really attached to people. Maybe that's why I'm afraid when people leave. I feel like maybe that fear of being alone is maybe why I just crave something real. I feel like it's really hard to find something real nowadays, because like everything, there's so many barriers to like a real human connection. I'm talking through a screen at you guys with this video. There's like online dating where like I need to spend like 3 hours crafting the perfect 5-word response to some Hinge prompt that like I don't even care about. It's like, where the fuck can I go to like meet someone who's real and like I can have a real human connection with and like just talk to for real? I don't know where the fuck that shit is out there, but it's just hard, man. I'm gonna be honest, I've been hurting, and I'm kind of down bad because I just kind of feel alone, I guess, and I don't know how to get past that, how to stop kind of hurting based on like all this shit with like not feeling like I can be accepted for me, having like low self-esteem, whatever, all this shit, right, is like a lot to deal with. And I don't know, man. I guess kind of one thing I want to come on here to say is just I might take a 1 month, a 2 month, a 3 month break from making the YouTube videos or whatever, because I really enjoy making the YouTube videos, but like I feel like I might need to take just a break to like figure out my shit in life. And like I'm not trying to act like I'm some big super successful YouTuber that you guys are gonna be so sad to go, right? You guys probably won't even notice that I'm gone. But I don't know, just kind of like in high school I never really like allowed myself to like take a break. In college I kind of like just went really hard through college. Even now in my job, I'm like just kind of like going really hard at my job. I don't really allow myself to like take a break and take care of myself, because I'm afraid that like if I stop providing output, people are going to stop caring about me, or people are going to think less of me, or people are just going to leave me behind. But I don't know, I guess I kind of reached a breaking point where I realized that whatever shit I was doing before, where like I think I can push away my feelings or whatever, that's just not really working. And like now I'm in a place where like a lot of shit is just fucked. Maybe I need to take some time for myself, I think that's a kindness that I should afford to myself that I afford to other people. I would encourage, like, you guys watching this video, if, like, you're going through some tough times, like, take a break if you need to, man. You're, like, enough just because you're a person. And, like, you don't need to feel like, I don't know why I'm trying to, like, be like Oprah right now, but, like, you don't need to feel like you need to, like, push through the hard times or, like, be strong and, like, just keep doing stuff just to do stuff, or, like, you know, like, sometimes you gotta take care of yourself. And, like, I guess that's what I'm trying to do for myself, and I would hope you guys do that for yourselves too. Yeah, man, I guess, I don't know, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do my best Oprah impression and try to end this off with something, a message for you guys. But, like, if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this video, it's that you guys are good people. You guys are okay. You guys are enough as you are. And I think that's something I'm really trying to internalize and teach myself, as much as, like, my fucked up, depressed brain doesn't want to accept it. Like, yeah, life sucks shit sometimes, and, like, you're gonna be hurt, and you're gonna feel like maybe you're not enough, but, like, I don't know, just by the mere virtue of existing and, like, being a human being and, like, being the cool, awesome person that you are, with, like, your cool, unique, awesome things about you, and the less cool, weird things about you too, like, those all make up you as a person. And, like, I think it's important that we figure out how to accept those things about ourselves and just take care of each other, man, and accept that we all are humans and we all should care for each other, just because we all deserve that, I guess. But yeah, man, this is, like, the 5th time I've tried to record this video because, like, I keep having, like, technical issues or whatever. But, like, yeah, I hope you guys take care of yourselves and know that you are enough, you know? Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really know how to end this video, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I hope. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys soon. But in the meantime, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay sane. Peace!